Right guys, welcome back, and this is one thing I wish I knew about the Tuono before I bought it. So I'm going to share that information with you. So if that interests you, stick around and we'll get into it. Look at that, £27 for 16 litres. Oh my god. My bum is sore. And it's not from sitting on this motorbike. Right, so there's a few little things with the Tuono that you should probably be aware of before you purchase one. Right, the first thing, and this is, I'm going to give you a bit of an overview of the costs of having a Tuono, because I've got a lot of questions. I get a lot of people asking me they fancy a Tuono, they don't know whether they should get one or not for various reasons. Oh, bouncy roads, they suck at the moment so bad. The sort of costs I'm going to go through and take you through if you are thinking of buying a Tuono V4 are servicing costs, fueling costs, general maintenance costs, insurance. I'll tell you my insurance, the initial purchase of the bike, which is obviously going to be very varied. But I think first of all we'll just get into what I bought this bike for. Now, I went and bought this bike. It's a 2020 Tuono factory 1100, and it cost me £10,500. And I bought it from a dealership. If anyone follows my channel, they know I went to the Superbike factory, a much loved establishment, and I bought it there. And I've had no issues with it, touch wood. It's been really nice so far. I've really enjoyed my ownership experience, you could say. Right, the first thing I knew is that the Tuono drinks a lot of oil. I have a couple of friends who have Tuonos, and we go touring on them every year. Look at this lovely weather, the sun is back, the summer is here. It seems like the summer's here just overnight. So my friend's Aprilia, he has a 2023 Tuono. Same bike as this, V4 factory, 1100. His Tuono drinks 1 mil of oil, I shit you not, 1 mil of oil per mile, which is absolutely nuts. So that is something that you should definitely be aware of before you buy the bike. If you are pretty bad with maintenance and keeping on top of regular bike maintenance, I'm guilty of it. I've literally blown up engines before because of my lack of care and remembering to put oil in. So with this bike, I have to really, not every time I go out, but I have to be conscious. But every 100 or 200 miles, I check the oil in this bike, because I'm aware that they absolutely drink the stuff. Oh. So that's one thing you need to bear in mind with the Tuono. Now, I actually don't buy that much oil, to be fair. You only need to top it up a few 100 mil, well, 100 mil or so if you're regularly checking it. So it's not the end of the world. Next cost and thing that you want to probably bear in mind is insurance. One of the first things anyone should do when they buy a bike is obviously check the insurance details. Now I pay about, I think it increased from my MT10, I increased by about £100, and I have 4 or 5 years no claims now. I live in I don't know if I live in a safe area or not, but it's not a bad area, the exact point where I live, but I don't know if it goes by postcode or by the town or city. So my insurance is higher than average, I would say. It's more than I expected to pay, or more than I usually pay with the MT10. So the MT10 is a litre bike, and obviously this being more valuable, it's Italian, it's more powerful, you could say. It's going to be a little bit more, and to be honest, £100 extra a year, I wasn't that fussed. So bear in mind your insurance will likely go up depending on what you've got already. If you've got a Ducati or, you know, something pretty exotic, you're probably not going to see much difference in your insurance, but bear that in mind. This is stunning. Gone back to the lavalier setup on my mic, and I fiddled around with the settings, and just from an initial quick check when I stopped back there, the camera footage looks rather nice, but we'll see. The next cost is fuel. Anyway, fuel. So the MT10 that I used to own is pretty notorious for being absolutely terrible on fuel. It used to do about 30 miles per gallon. Now this is absolutely no different. It does about the same, if I'm honest, but I think it has a slightly larger tank than the MT10, so the range is just a little bit better. But the miles per gallon and the cost of, you know, the money you're going to be spending, yeah, I would anticipate 30 miles per gallon, depending on how you ride. Obviously, if you're commuting every day, you're not really gassing it on, you're just having a nice chilled sort of ride, then you're not going to really burn much fuel. It might do, you know, 35, 40. So yeah, you might do 35, 40 to the gallon. You're probably putting more oil in it than you are fuel. The tax on this bike is actually not the worst in the world. I think I pay for my tax monthly, I believe, and it's about £8.50 or something like that per month for taxing this bike. So I don't know why I pay it monthly. It's just a habit, and I always just pay it monthly. So that's what it is. You get a slight discount on that if you pay it off for the year. So yeah, not too bad. I think if you buy a Tuono, an £8 a month tax isn't really going to bother you. The next cost, I would say, which did actually shock me a little bit, was the servicing costs. Now, I bought this bike on 6,000 miles. The first service that I needed to do was straight away. The service light came on. You can't turn the service light off just on the menu. You need a diagnostic tool. So I went to a proper Aprilia dealer for my first service, and all it was an oil service and a check, where they will change the stuff. They will change the items on the bike, like brake fluid. They'll check the water content in the brake fluid. They'll check the pads and all that jazz. And I had literally an oil change and some checks, and they reset my service light and the throttle. They reset the throttle as well, because I reported that the throttle was a little bit jerky, I think, which actually did nothing. It's just how the Aprilia is. And yeah, that cost me £305. Just let that sink in. An oil change and a quick plug-in to do that throttle, £305. So I'm never going back to an Aprilia dealer. And what's annoying about Aprilias is the service. If you want the service history for an Aprilia and you don't have any main dealer service history in your book, for example, you will have to get all that online, or you have to ring Aprilia and ask them for it, which is annoying, to be honest, but that's how it is. So they will tell you if they've got any sort of history of your bike. So don't panic if you don't have any service history of your Tuono. The dreaded service for these bikes is at 12,000 miles, and then subsequently every 12,000 miles after that, it is the valve clearance check. I think it's feared on a lot of bikes, to be honest with you, but the Aprilia is more often than other bikes. I think my MT10 was at 24,000 miles, but this is half of that on the V4. So I believe if you ask anyone, it's because it's a proper race-derived engine. It's more sensitive. It needs a bit of better treatment, but essentially you're going to service it a lot more, because you want that Exotica, you have to pay for it. But that's obviously going to vary from dealer to dealer or bike shop to bike shop. I'm sure you don't have to go to a Aprilia dealer in order to get your valves done. I do, however, know that the AP workshops, I believe from what I've read on forums and stuff like that, they seem to be a pretty good price. They seem to offer a pretty good price at like around, I think, £500, £600 £500. Don't quote me on that one, but I believe their prices is it's not too bad, you know. I was thinking I needed to budget over £1,000 or something like that for a valve service, but that's not the case. You just got to find the right people to do it. But even so, you should probably bear it in mind, because you're gonna need to do it if you want your bike to retain its value. Then that is a service you'll need to budget in. My mate's looking at himself. If you ever watch this video, James, I just caught you looking at yourself in the reflection there. I bet everyone does that though. Oh, what other costs are we looking at here for the old Tuono? If you ever do come through this way in Midhurst, then I would suggest a couple of the cafes here. The first one being this one on the right, which is called... My chain is so loose. This one here called the Red Lion, I think it's called. The Lion's Den Caf. Great service, great place, great food, great coffee. These bikes also, I don't know if it's something you really need to consider, but they do actually shred through tyres quite quickly because of the torque of the bike, quicker than the usual other bikes I've had in the past. So I do see a lot of people on Facebook changing over to sort of more toury tyres to make them last. I don't ride my bike enough to really worry about that. Through 2,000 or 3,000 miles for me, or 3,000 miles for me, it takes quite a long time, because I'm a bit of a fair weather weekend rider most of the time. Really putting my new camera to the test with its battery. I'm not going to worry about it. Da, 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 da. Yeah, maybe you have a Tuono. If you do, comment down below if you've done the valve service. How much did you pay for it and where did you go? I'd be interested to know. We could get a little few comments going so we can share that info with each other. That would be great, while I try stop rear-ending this car. General reliability of the Tuono is it is a bit questionable. They do tend to have annoying little niggles that will need your attention from time to time. I'm sure that there's a common thing that goes, but I would always have a bit of change in your back pocket just in case something needs to be repaired. I've seen the fans go on these bikes. I've seen rear lights just pop, stuff like that. But other than that, I wouldn't say they're the most unreliable bike in the world, as long as you treat them nicely. All the stuff that will break on them is generally small items that just need to be replaced. But yeah, just going back to the cost of the bike in general, like that is such a wide price. Like, you can buy an Aprilia Tuono brand new for whatever they are now, 18 grand. You can buy a slightly older one now, a V4, and you can pick them up for under 5 grand now, which is, in my opinion, a pretty good bargain, considering, you know, what the engine you're getting, all that tech. The chassis is virtually the same. Even now the chassis hasn't really changed, I don't think, other than it's maybe got a bit longer, or the swing arm's been extended. I think that's maybe the only changes. Could quote me or tell me if I'm wrong. Oh my god. But other than that, the only things I've really spent on my bike are things that I've wanted, like a new sprocket, new chain. I bought bar ends, new ones. I've not got them on yet, but I bought those. Just little things to jazz up your bike, to make it how you want it yourself, like phone mount, maybe some levers or something like that. Oh, that popping, that backfire as you downshift. Ooh. You will get an eargasm if you buy one of these, I will say that. Anyway guys, that's about it really. It's not the worst bike in the world, to be honest. It's not been as bad as I had initially worried about. Just a few things to keep on top of. It is more expensive to run one of these than a Japanese bike. Don't get me wrong. And it is probably going to be less reliable. But more stuff will probably break on one of these than a Jap bike. And I'm aware of that, but I just don't care. So, yeah. If you want one, I would just suggest you go ahead and buy one, because you need to scratch that itch in life, don't you? So scratch it.